With the trading of all-world running back Christian McCaffrey being the most controversial and divisive topic to hit Panthers Nation in quite some time, many throughout the fandom have started to wonder and speculate just how Christian McCaffrey felt once he got this news and was shipped to San Francisco. Well, recently, C-Mac decided to break his silence and let the world know how he felt about this entire ordeal. And in this video, I'm going to let you all know what he said, and I'm going to give you my reaction. And we're going to get into that right after this.
I'm from the foe, you dig?
Welcome to The Way I See It with Jamario Rashad. This is a Carolina Panthers fan channel. Please do me a favor by hitting the like button, and please make sure you subscribe as I am on my road to 2K. Trying to get this channel booted up in the algorithm and get more eyes on my hard work. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get to this topic. Now, Christian McCaffrey, about 5 or 6 days ago, sat down with the Bussin of the Boys podcast via Barstool, and they asked him a variety of questions. But what stood out to me the most, of course, was the portion that they decided to ask him, how did he feel about being traded from the Carolina Panthers? Now, I'm going to let you all hear Christian McCaffrey's reaction to the questions that the guys on this podcast asked him, and I'm going to come back and give you my reaction after we hear what Christian has to say. So let's go ahead and hear what C-Mac had to say.
And you, go ahead.
I was going to say, is your initial reaction when you got traded, is it pissed off?
It's so weird.
Like
It's a weird deal because there's so many emotions, and the first emotion is probably anger. Like, man, you guys don't want me anymore. Like, that's really what it is. You know, you can call it what it is. Well, they got a lot for you. It's like, nah, like you think you're better off without me. That's what it is.
Damn.
And so you get that. So it's, you know, you're pissed off, but then you're excited, but then you're, you know, you got 2 days. So I just think there's so many emotions that get flooded at you at once that you're not really able to address because they give you the playbook as soon as you get there, and you're like, shit, man, that's you know, I got to get going. So you can't even address it. And I don't even know if I've completely decompressed yet with the whole thing, but
it's like a big breakup and you don't get any chance after.
They break up into a next relationship.
Yeah. Immediately.
Not even like the courting process of the other relationship. You're like, I'm healthy to leave this one. I go this one.
Your ex picks your next chick. And you're like, what the hell is
hey, we're done, but she's gonna be great to you. She's gonna be fantastic.
I hope she's good, and she was.
Yeah, she was. There had to be a little bit of like, Carolina was going down the dumps pretty fast. And then you get traded to the 49ers, like, hey.
You're pissed at first, and you're like, oh.
I'm going to a good ball club here.
And a family that obviously is documented.
You know what, though? And this is dead honest truth. I legitimately thought we could still win because we had a really hard first part of the schedule. Mm-hmm. And so there was a few games in there where we're like, oh, God, like, you hope you win these games and you want to win these games, but you got a new quarterback, you got a new offense. It's gonna come with some growing pains. Our coordinator just got there. Our quarterback got there in training camp. Like I really believed we could still win. So in the back of my head, I'm like, you know, we could be one of those Miami teams who wins 9 straight later in the year a couple of years ago. I in my head believed that, and they ended up doing, you know, kind of making a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got in the mix for sure.
And so you know, any way you could get into the playoffs, it doesn't really matter as long as you get in. And so I thought we could, and so that didn't help. I wasn't like, oh, hell yeah, I'm out. Like that wasn't my mentality after I got traded. I love Charlotte, man, and I was a captain on that team. I love those guys. And so, you know, it came with a lot of mixed emotions.
So there you have it. That was Christian McCaffrey on his departure from the Carolina Panthers. And I just have a few points that I want to pick up and speak on. The first being that he said that his initial reaction was that he was pissed off. Now, I want to speak to that and say that he had I believe that he had every right to be pissed off. Ever since David Tepper acquired this team, he has made it his solitary duty that the world knew that Christian McCaffrey was the face of the Carolina Panthers. He was plastered all over the city, and I imagine he was plastered all over North and South Carolina. Since Cam Newton had his unfortunate fall off during the tail end of his time here, with the Carolina Panthers, it was apparent that Christian McCaffrey was the sole focus of the offense, as well as the marketing team, as well as the new ownership. Christian McCaffrey was made to believe pretty much that he was the Carolina Panthers, and the way that he was fed the ball, the way that he was treated by the brass in the higher up offices, he had every right to feel that way. So if I were in his shoes, I would have felt a bit comfortable as well, because I've given you all everything that I've got. You've compensated me monetarily, saying that you believe in me and that you want me to be here. There's no reason for me to believe that we should be heading towards a breakup in any way, shape, or form. And there was also another part in this video where he, in this interview, I didn't want to clip the entire thing. I just wanted to allow myself time for reaction, where he said that after he started seeing all of the speculation and the trade talks in the media, he decided to call our GM Scott Fitterer himself and just talk man to man, because he wanted to hear it directly from the horse's mouth. And Fitterer assured him that he wasn't going to be traded, but it was his job, and he had to do his due diligence by picking up the phone and taking calls if they were to come through. So he said, I'm not going to trade you, but it is my job to at least consider it. C-Mac said, okay, that's cool. But he was given the verbal agreement that he wasn't going to be traded. So when he says he was pissed off, I believe he has every right to be that, because he has been treated in every way, shape, and form as if essentially he has gotten the quarterback treatment since he has gotten to Carolina, with everything that has been given to him and everything that he has earned. So I can understand him being pissed off. Now, the second thing that stood out to me was he talked about his initial feeling also, well, his second feeling after, being pissed off was that, the team feels like they're better without him. Like, he's not that good anymore, for lack of a better terms, or whatever. Just basically, we think we're better without him. Now, to that, I must say, two things can be true. As a team, we are not a better team, like roster-wise, from top to bottom on paper, without Christian McCaffrey than we would be with Christian McCaffrey. Yes, that is true. But also, secondary to that is, which is also true, we are in fact in a better position as a team to be better moving forward now that Christian McCaffrey is no longer on the team. Why do I say that? Because in the trade to the San Francisco 49ers, we brought back 2 second-round picks as well as 2 third-round picks. And this right here being the offseason where we got this supposedly superstar staff, where we are going to be seeing a lot of prosperity in the near future in these upcoming years, not going to be picking in the top 10 anytime soon. Having that draft capital to be able to potentially move up into those top 5, top 3 spots to go after a quarterback to ensure the future of the team, with Christian McCaffrey simply being traded, it can also be true that we are in a better position as a team. And I do find that to be true. We are not a better roster without Christian McCaffrey, but we are in a better position to build a superior roster in the future now that we have traded Christian McCaffrey for that extra draft capital. We'll be able to go out and fill the subsequent holes that are also left without the running back that we also need to be able to fill. Now, the final thing that I want to speak on is when he said that he had a lot of faith that we were going to be able to make a run. Although we hit a lot of bumps in the road during the beginning of the season. We had a tough schedule at the beginning. I want to say that belief, that vigor, that will to be great, that will to keep going, and all of that fight is why we here in Carolina absolutely love Christian McCaffrey. He and what he spoke embodies what we mean when we say keep pounding. Let nothing hold you back. Go out there and give it everything, and never let anybody or anything keep you down. And hearing that from Christian McCaffrey just reminded me that he will forever, in my heart, and I'm sure a lot of other Panthers fans, be a Panther. But also, in the same breath, after saying such inspiring words, he also spoke confidence about the quarterback that had just been there since a few weeks before the season. He felt confidence essentially in Baker Mayfield, thinking that they were going to be able to put together a playoff run similar to how he mentioned with the Miami Dolphins and go on a run with Baker Mayfield. That right there is when I said, okay, that's probably why they thought it was time to go. You can have all the heart in the world. You can be as devoted to the team as you want to be. But we all know that we were going nowhere quickly with Baker Mayfield. And that blind faith that Christian McCaffrey has is why we love and respect him so much. But that is also why it was time to go, because there was absolutely no way in hell that we were actually going to go on a run unless he knew the exact date that Sam Darnold was coming back. But I don't think he knew that, man. But with that being said, those are my thoughts on these snippets from this Christian McCaffrey video. Make sure you go and listen to the entire interview in its entirety to get the full context, to get the full view, and to just learn a little more about our guy Christian McCaffrey. But with that being said, man, I'm Jamario Rashad. This is the way I see it. Leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Peace.